Good morning. Good morning for me. Good afternoon for my European brothers. West Coast brothers, it's probably 8:40 on the West Coast. Just a chat today, kind of like talk radio, talking about the top 5% of men. Top 5% of men. These are characteristics of a top 5% guy. What are the qualities of a top 5% guy? Here's the kind of a list, or I would say the characteristics of a top 5% kind of guy. Number one, this man has truly come to terms with how the world actually works. And they make it their goal to learn how to navigate life accordingly. In other words, see the world as it is, not how you want it to be. Boy, that's hard to do, isn't it? Y'all thought you were going to get married and live happily ever after, didn't you? Have kids, be with the woman that you chose, live happily ever after, till death do you part, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, till death do you part. A lot of that didn't happen. So you can choose a couple different routes. One is to be bitter, or one is to be better. And I'm not here to school you and shame you, because how does a normal man remain normal when he goes through crisis, trauma, chaos, betrayal? How does that happen? It's intentional. But what happens is you don't think it would ever happen to you. Nobody ever goes to the altar thinking, well, if this thing doesn't work out, we'll just get divorced. No, you go to the altar really, truly thinking that this is the way to go. This is the woman for me. And then you go through like a bitter stage. Let's get real about it. Let's get real. You go through a bitter stage. Red pill rage. Mad at the world, mad at women as a whole, angry. You start applying blame to different people, making blanket statements, broad brushstrokes. Let's say your wife cheated on you, and she cheated on you with a cop. Guess what? You're not going to have a great opinion of police officers because of what one police officer did. Let's say she cheated on you with the personal trainer. Guess what? You will never trust a personal trainer. If she had an affair with the pastor or priest, you're going to throw every pastor and priest under the bus. In the same way, where you have a woman and you had a bad experience, and you move into another relationship, I've warned you, do not make your current woman, do not make the current woman suffer for the sins of other women in your life. And then you start thinking, all women are like that. They're all like that. Everyone's going to be untrustworthy. Navigate life accordingly. Give yourself a little bit of grace. You are going to go through an anger stage. That's just the way it is. Number 2, chase excellence and not women. Chase excellence, not women. I like to say pursue excellence, and then excellence will pursue you. And sometimes that excellence comes in the shape of a woman. Is it hard to find a woman who practices excellence? I would say so. That's why I say date long, marry slow, and if you're going to get divorced, divorce fast. Think about that. I'm not pro-divorce. What I am saying is that if you already decided to go down that route, do it fast. Because most of the trauma that men go through is through the divorce process, through the courts. You got to fight to see your kids. You know, one day you're tucking your kids in the bed, next day you're begging the court just to see your kids. Now that sucks. So chase excellence. Don't chase women. When you chase excellence, then you set yourself up to be a man with options. Women are drawn to men that other men respect and that other women desire. Now, only a fool takes advantage of all the women that show up at his door. I don't think having a harem of women is healthy unless you are brutally truthful with all of them, because women don't want to know that you're seeing other women. I don't think. Some people say a woman would rather share an alpha than be saddled with a beta male. Work on yourself. Work on your empire. Number 3, live your life on your terms. And focus on making your own mental point of origin. Hold on one second here. Hold on. Live life on your terms. Focus on making your own mental point of origin, the one that they invite others to join them in. You do the choosing. She doesn't do the choosing. You do the choosing. That means that you stay on your purpose as AMS. You guys know AMS, right? Alpha Male Strategies. Good guy. Good guy. Known him for about 8 years now, personally. Actually, I got to have him on the channel again. He's a good guy. His message is always interesting. He makes me laugh. He makes me laugh. But you live life on your terms. And these are conversations that I've had with Rich Cooper in the past. When you've got your crap together, you get to invite a special woman in your life. You get to invite unique friends in your life that are not time wasters. Number 4, top 5% of men. The top take care of their body, their health at the micro and macro level. The top man dresses well, and that's a relative term. There's the kind of guy that likes to wear suits. There's the kind of guy, I'm more of like a sport coat kind of guy. I went from wearing suits to wearing sport coats. I don't put on a tie very often, but I always use a pocket square. For me, I just like a pocket square. It's a sophisticated look. It's a mature look. It kind of takes it from business. It's better than business casual, but it's not as uptight as a business look. A mock turtleneck, like right now. I like, in the wintertime, I'm the guy that puts on like I don't wear a turtleneck, I wear a mock turtleneck. So the neck isn't real high. A mock turtleneck and a sport coat, usually a tweed sport coat, and a pocket square. And I have about 30 pocket squares. And yes, there's so many different ways to fold them. They are so cool, I think, my opinion. And the top 5% signals or telegraphs high status. Does high status mean high money? It can mean that. It doesn't necessarily mean that. You can be a high value man. Money is one of those things, but it's not the only thing. Because we all know plenty of people who have lots of money and are just complete jackasses. So we're not talking about that guy. You want friends and women, or a woman, to look up to you because you're a man who has values, you have standards, you're not going to be walked on, you're not going to tolerate bullshit. If you're with a woman, you're not going to tolerate other men in her life. I did an essay this morning, I don't know if you read it yet, on male friends that usually fall into one of four categories. Number one, he's just a friend. Number two, a guy that I work with. Number three, he's like a brother to me. And number four, well, he's gay. He's not into women. Even gay guys will fuck your woman. Don't kid yourself. You signal high status by the standards that you set for yourself. Are you going to be punked by a woman? Are you going to be insulted by a woman? No, you're not. You're not going to be put into a place where you have to lose your temper, although there is a time and place for everything. You know, if you're in a relationship that just isn't working, I like to say quietly plan and swiftly execute. Sometimes you need to just swiftly execute. Amputate and don't look back. Men lose sleep, they lose weight, they get all crazy. Think about this. A guy will turn crazy. Why? Because there's 4 billion women in the world and he's worried about one. Number 5. The high-value, top-shelf man looks for problems to solve. That's part of his nature. He's a solutionist. He's a solution-oriented person. He finds scalable ways to make money, and he understands the importance of building a solid network of like-minded men. It's been said that if you have 5 fat, broke friends, you will be the 6th. Why? Because we become the average of the 5 people that we associate with the most. How does that apply to us in modern day? A lot of guys don't have friends anymore. Like the real friend, like friends that, the kind of friends that you actually physically hang out with. You do things with them. A lot of men are pretty isolated, and that most of their quote unquote friendships are just friendly acquaintances or people that they met online. I'll never forget saying to my mother back in 2009, I got this friend and she cut me off mid-sentence and she said, a real friend or a Facebook friend? And I'll never forget her saying that. There is a difference. There is a difference between a Facebook friend and a real friend. There's a difference between someone who you just chat with and you know about them from social media and someone who you've gone out and had coffee with, have a beer, you work out together. Number 6, the top shelf high-value man understands the importance of being anti-fragile and takes steps to remain outcome independent. Is the littlest thing gonna throw you off? Certain things are gonna throw you off. Your girlfriend cheats, your wife cheats. Well, hell yeah, that's gonna throw you off. Of course it is, because you're a man with a heart. And you're a man who cares about yourself. It's called self-respect. If you don't respect yourself, guess what? Nobody else will. How do you respect yourself? You respect yourself by the choices you make in food, friends, people, the women that you allow to come into your life. A high-value man is best paired up with a, guess what? Wait for it, a high-value woman. What you're not going to be is a high-value man picking some slave, some low-value woman. You know, a lot of guys will say, well, I see this on social media all the time. Men, you are the prize. All right. Okay, I get it. Men are the prize. Isn't a woman the prize as well? Doesn't a woman add to your life? Doesn't a woman give you ideas, help you out? I like to say, you know, like some people will say something like, well, he's lucky to have her or she's lucky to have him. How about this? How about that you're both fortunate to have found one another? But you are not such a simp that you're not going to be walked on. You're not going to tolerate certain things. You're not going to tolerate back talk. You're not going to tolerate laziness. You're not going to tolerate male friends. That's not going to happen. There's a difference between having friendly acquaintances that encourage one another and having male friends. Ladies, if there's ladies on this broadcast, you have to know that. Do not try to reason that away. I don't care how long you knew the other guy. If you're not willing to give up another guy for a man that you say you love, you're going to be back on the dating site again. That's just the way it is. There's a concept in nature called mate guarding. We are naturally jealous. We naturally want to protect that which is ours. A woman might want full devotion and expect you to be faithful, loyal, but yet she's talking to other men on the side. And when you find out, she'll gaslight you and say, hey, I'm not mad at you because you got girlfriends or female friends, like that kind of thing. And she'll make it look like you are the problem. Not a good thing. That kind of is a female trait, a very manipulative female trait. Not all women do it, but all women are very capable of doing it, because accountability is something that the average woman feels like she doesn't have to be accountable. She's immune from accountability. How dare you make a woman accountable? You need to be anti-fragile. Who can push your buttons more than the people closest to you? Strangers can't push your buttons. They don't know you. Those that are closest to you know exactly what they need to do to rattle your cage. Number 7. The top shelf man, top 5% man, he doesn't want to be the smartest guy in the room. I know we're filled with cliches this morning, but I'll say it anyways. If you're the smartest man in the room or around the table, you're in the wrong room. Don't go to places where you are the superstar. Go to places where there are superstars and emulate them. Hang out with people that are more successful than you. Learn their way of life. Hang out with people that are smarter than you, have more skills than you. Top shelf man is constantly looking to surround himself with people that are better than him. Anyone who plays a musical instrument knows this one thing. You know how like musicians will get together and jam? Hey, bring your guitar over. You know what I mean? I have a friend who's a drummer and a friend who's a bass guitarist, and we're going to meet in the garage or at the storage unit or in my basement. We're out in the barn. We're going to make some music and just jam a little bit. Every musician will tell you that they get better when they're playing around people that are more talented than they are. So you're always seeking to be around people that are better performers than you. Number 8. They only allow, the top shelf man only allows the woman into their life that genuinely compliments them. I'm not saying giving compliments, but they enhance your image. They enhance your decision making. They become a great sounding board for you. They are a builder, not a destroyer. They operate their life by the principles of sanity, clarity, and reason. So they compliment you, not give you compliments. Two different ideas there. And a woman that offers consistent value. The woman that is working too much and you got to beg to see her, swiftly execute your departure. The woman who has male friends and defends having male friends, swiftly execute your departure. Top shelf man also gets rid of any women who try to invite drama into your life. The best way that I can explain this category is if I tell you like some personal stories. I've had friends that waste my time. I've had friends that, and I'll give you a good example. My buddy Craig, he's the guy that ended up taking his life 5 years ago. Best friend, knew him for 40 years. I'd say, hey man, I'm a member of this theater, man. There's a good movie playing this evening or this afternoon. Let's go to the movies. He's the kind of guy that would go to the movies with you and sit like 3 seats down. Because if you sit next to each other, you know, that's too gay. So his thing, I'm like, hey, let's go to a movie. He's like, oh, that's gay. All right. Hey, let's go do a 5-mile walk over at Valley Forge Park. Let's do the 5-mile loop. Oh, that's gay. Okay. Then I'd say, hey, let's meet at the Rib House tonight. There's a band playing. We'll drink beer and eat shitty food all night. His reply would be, what time do you want to meet me there? Right? Just always, always, always doing things that are not so good for you. And I had to realize that not everybody is interested in a better life. Not everybody is interested in weight loss. Not everybody is interested in muscling up. Not everybody is interested in becoming the best version of themselves. When you pursue and start achieving excellence in your life, guess what? Not only will you attract like-minded people, but you will repel those that don't practice excellence. It happened to me. When I started pursuing excellence, my slacker friends didn't want to do anything with me. I don't want to go out and get drunk. I don't want to stay out till 1 or 2 in the morning, drinking all night, drinking for 5 hours, shots and beer and shitty food. And then there becomes long periods of time that you don't see them. And then when you do see them, they look like hell. And you're feeling better, you're well rested, you're not suffering from long-term sleep deprivation. When did I wake up? When was my awakening? My awakening happened probably at about 40. So that's about 25 years ago. Fragile men who don't have their shit together, they collapse in the face of chaos. Any disorder kind of knocks them off their square. Any chaos can break them, because a top shelf man is a man of order. He brings order to chaos, doesn't make chaos out of something that's in order. When you are a anti-fragile top shelf man, you gain, listen to this, you gain from chaos and disorder because you look at the dynamics that are happening. And you commit to doing the opposite or doing something different. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. If you keep meeting the wrong type of woman over and over and over, maybe you got to stop and reevaluate the way that you meet women. Let's talk about some issues in a man's life. And I put the link to Rich's book. Rich and I have been friends since 2017. He's a good man. His first book was called The Unplugged Alpha, and The Unplugged Alpha Part 2 is the book The Top Shelf Man. Let's talk about the Matrix, or the way of the world. The way that the world operates. It's kind of like that invisible web of societal narratives. You have to serve women. You have to open doors for them. People say to me, "Do you open doors for women?" I say, "I open doors for everybody." I don't open a door just because it's a woman. I open doors for human beings. All around, I'm a socially decent guy. I show respect to everybody. I don't just do nice things for women. I do nice things for everybody. Because I'm a builder, not a destroyer. Now, the world's system, the United States, and pretty much the modern Western world, that system of the world is designed to keep you docile. Be a good little obedient boy. Keep you compliant and disconnected from your true potential. And it's a collective lie that prioritizes comfort over conformity and truth over self-actualization. Look at the healthcare system. How messed up is our healthcare system? It profits from keeping people sick. You've heard me say that a patient healed is a customer lost. A patient healed is a customer lost. When was the last time a doctor spoke to you about exercising? Because most of them are just trained like little monkeys to write a script for high blood pressure medication or whatever the medication is. And once you are on these medications, it's assumed that you're going to be on them forever. And then you have fear in you. And you start thinking, oh my God, if I stop this, I'm going to die. I'll have a heart attack. I'm going to get sick. So you put a pill in your mouth every morning, slam a glass of water. Within 10 years, you're taking a handful of pills every single day because you think it's going to keep you alive. You got the education system, not unlike the healthcare system. What does the educational system do? It pumps out obedient little robots to do what? The 40-40 plan. Work 40 hours a week for 40 years and then retire. I say to hell with that. High schools teach entrepreneurial spirit. They say it's too hard. So you end up giving years of your life to the 9-to-5 soul-crushing grind that trades time for money and destroys your personal freedom. You have to ask your boss to take time off, to go to the bathroom, to take a day off for a funeral, for an event, or if you're sick, you take a quote-unquote sick day. So the way that the world is designed, it gives you a steady diet of restrictions, mainstream media that softens you, consumerism. You end up becoming a consumer, not a creator. You get false promises of security, thinking your job is going to take care of you and it's going to be there no matter what. That's why I started the podcast called Fire Your Boss. I do not want you to trade time for money. A top-shelf man blazes his own path. He forges his own way through life, no matter how uncomfortable it is. He becomes comfortable with discomfort. He learns how to do hard things. Top-shelf man is not a man who suffers from one-itis. What is one-itis? It's the unhealthy attachment to one woman where a man desperately pines for her love, attention, and intimacy. But guess what? The woman in question often couldn't care less about his existence. You burn yourself out for the woman. Let's look at the wars going on all over the world right now. Who are they sending to war? Men and boys. We are expendable. Men who get one-itis often subscribe to the notion that there's one true love, that there's a soulmate. And you get terribly disappointed and woken up as soon as she moves on to another man. All while he suffers and sulks in misery, hoping that one day she will return. She will return after she's got another 100,000 miles on her. 9 times out of 10, they all circle back. They all circle back. Let's talk about spinning plates. It's a term used to describe dating multiple women in a non-monogamous way, otherwise known as casual dating. And it's a tactic used often by men who are disinterested in the conventional monogamous relationship or marriage as we know it today. You need to live by this. Never let a woman know that you're seeing other women. You never overtly say that. You just do it. And you let your actions signal to her your lack of availability. Women are known because of their nature to be master plate spinners. They're always talking to somebody. There's always a man on deck, an orbiter that's ready to swoop right in there. It might be a guy that already fucked her, who's still hanging around, just waiting for his opportunity to jump back in there. Women will date multiple men at once, unless, of course, they feel that they found their best option. And that changes like the wind. The sexual marketplace is a funny place to be. As you start to experience where you stand in the sexual marketplace, you start seeing that things like your physique, your style, your game, how you stay on your purpose, your confidence level, they all have a value to other men and women. The more you chase excellence, the higher your sexual market value naturally becomes as you optimize every area of your life. There's a thing called the soft next. The soft next. It's where you completely cut off contact with a girl for a few days immediately after she displays bad behavior. 2 weeks. You don't respond to her texts. You don't respond to her calls or attempts to see you. You make it clear, I don't want to see you. Stay away. Your actions say that. If she doesn't get your actions, then those words need to come out of your mouth. We're done. We're over. I'm not interested. Hold your boundaries firm. The soft next works because it anchors negative consequences to bad behavior. Never tolerate a woman behaving badly. For women, their currency, the money that they use, is attention. They go to where the attention is. What you need to do is remove your attention. And what does that do for you? It resets your frame. You hear me? It resets your frame. But it's critical that at the end of this soft next, now if you next her, that means she's done, like done. You know, you'll never see her again. The soft next is you using a disciplinary approach to things, because you don't get the relationship that you deserve, you get the relationship that you create. At the end of the soft next, you continue the relationship normal and act as if nothing ever happened. If she's smart, she will take the hint that her behavior was not acceptable. And it won't happen again. Better yet, she apologizes. You know what a proper apology is, right? I'm sorry. I was wrong. It won't happen again. And then it needs to be backed up with behavior. Allow me to say that again. I'm sorry. I was wrong. It won't happen again. And then it needs to be followed through with proper behavior. If she's smart, she took the hint that you are more than prepared to hold your boundaries. You're firm. And then she'll be more happy to meet up with you again, because women respect the man who has boundaries. Women respect the man who can say no. Women will respect the man who has standards. You're not being controlling, you're not being jealous. You just have standards and self-respect. Then there's these things called shit tests, which happen all the time, otherwise known as a competency test. A woman will test you all the time to see if they really are, if you really are the best option for her. It can be in the form of a question or a behavior, to see how you respond. Most women will shit test you several times a day. And I don't even think it's conscious. I think it's an unconscious thing. There's a thing called hypergamy. We're not going to spend too long on this topic. And that's women's primary strategy. And it's very similar to men, how we want the best that we can get. We want to get the prettiest woman that we can get. We want to get the shapeliest woman that we can get. We want to get the woman who's got the nicest body, has her crap together. Women, they want to form a relationship with a man who's superior. It's a survival technique that women have. When a woman leaves a man for another that she deems to be of higher value, it's because of that hypergamy. We refer to it as monkey branching. Bro, she will be with another guy within a day or two. Trust me on that. She's not sitting back and crying about you. She's moving on to her next option. Men get angry at women for that. However, take my word for it, there's no value in being angry at a woman. A woman can make you angry, but if you stay in that anger, it's on you. Don't get mad at women for wanting the best that they can get. Make it work for you instead. Think about that. How can you be the best for a potential partner? Your first task is to be the best for you. You don't work out to get women. You don't make money to get a woman. You don't dress better to get a woman. You do it for yourself. As Coach EO would say, it begins, it starts with the man. Now, men, you think just because you got a thing between your legs that you can trust all men? I will contend by saying trust nobody. Love everybody, but you trust few. Always paddle your own canoe. There's two types of men you cannot trust. Number one, the guy that obsesses over getting laid all the time, and the guy that's obsessed about women's notch counts. And the second kind is the guy that can't get laid at all. Men that are obsessed with issues surrounding women are out of their frame. How do you unplug from all the bullshit? How do you not participate in the ways of the world? Think about it. Social media blasting all the radical liberal garbage since the early 2000s. Everything feels like a battlefield. Politics, culture, health, education, relationships. Walking away from it all, it's not about slogans, phrases, oh, she's not yours, it's just your turn. I know I say that too. I got a bunch of sayings that I come up with that have proven to be very life-giving. It's about personal freedom and less blind obedience and a strategic curiosity. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. There's areas where you can't push yourself, where another man will challenge you, throw down the gauntlet. If your friend is getting in shape, losing weight, looking better, making more money, like one of your buddies, you would think that that would motivate you to do the same. We can also do Q&A if you want. If you have any questions about things like this, feel free to put your questions down if you have any questions. Let's talk about green flags with women. The green flags, you know, we've heard about all the red flags. You heard my talk about that a couple years ago when I wrote the book called The Minefield, Navigating the Sexual Marketplace, the Dating World. Let's talk about green flags. Everyone talks about the red flags. Let's talk about the green flags. Clarity, number one. She's not going to waste your time arguing, fighting about who's right, but you talk like adults and you go to the source of the issue. She's allowed to express herself constructively, avoiding tantrums, hissy fits, getting pissy with you, aggression, passive aggressiveness. She's also very inquisitive and has the curiosity and drive to understand what's going on and why you might be upset. She's a solution seeker, not a troublemaker. But you also have to give her the freedom to assert her desires and her opinions. It's definitely not, you know, my way or the highway. Relationships are a two-way street. Emotional security. That's a big one. She accepts personal responsibility and copes with challenges well and positively. An emotionally mature woman can calm herself when she is angry or sad, and she doesn't blame you for her emotional states. She accepts that life can be unfair, and she doesn't go through destructive patterns of looking for ideal men. Just like I tell you, there's no such thing as the ideal woman. The ideal woman is a woman that you get along with, not a woman that just is philosophically aligned with you, but behaviorally aligned with you. She's resilient. She understands herself. She works on her own limitations. She keeps her commitments. She doesn't base important decisions on her impulses or feelings, but she values her values. She understands and enjoys taking care of herself physically. She has an emotional and positive mental regime that allows her to see the cup half full rather than half empty. She functions well with coworkers. She's agreeable. She has good relationships with her family and friends, which makes her stable, which leads us to our next topic of stability. Probably the most important of these things. Look for a stable woman, or if you already have a woman in your life, work on helping her become more stable. Maybe she needs a helping hand. Maybe she's not good with time. Maybe she's not good with money. You can help her with that. Avoid women who have mental health problems because, divorce and traumatic breakups increase exponentially with mental health issues. Things like depression, anxiety, substance abuse, unresolved emotional issues, personality disorders, drama queens. Unstable women all have intense and very inflexible experiences that are ineffective and often are poor. They're not real good at human relationships, especially the intimate ones. Women can be very neurotic, anxious, moody, frustrated. People who are neurotic are more likely to experience negative emotions like fear and sadness and embarrassment, anger, guilt, and disgust. They will not apologize. The neurotic woman will not apologize. When was the last time you heard a woman say, "I'm sorry, I was wrong, it won't happen again"? I'll wait for an answer on that one. Conscientiousness. It refers to the tendency for individuals to exhibit self-discipline, act responsibly, and pursue goals with determination. And they align their actions with their internal values. They're organized. They respect their time. They respect their time. If a woman doesn't respect her time, she will not respect your time. Is she diligent? Is she on time? Is she able to plan things and follow through on commitment? You want a woman who's very high in conscientiousness. Agreeableness. Oh boy. This talks about the ability to have social and interpersonal harmony. People scoring high in agreeableness typically are compassionate, cooperative, empathetic, considerate. Those low in agreeableness are more competitive, they're critical, and they're less concerned about others' feelings. You definitely want an agreeable woman. Some women, oh my God. I've always said it takes anywhere between like 3 months and 3 years for crazy to come out. A woman can be on her best behavior easily for 3 months, and then you start seeing cracks in the personality. Huge red flag, but we're talking about green flags right now. Here's some other green flags. She your interests and your views about things. If a lady is in love with you and she sees you as her best option, she's going to adopt your mannerisms, your hobbies, your musical tastes, your political opinions and interests. If you are caring for yourself, if you're like high on the self-care scale, she will start to respect herself. That's called the 1,000-foot tow rope. That is where, you know, like if I'm nagging a woman about losing weight, I'm not taking cheap shots at her. I'm not going to say, do you really need another serving? Really? Another piece of cake? You know, I'm not cheap shotting her. What I'm doing is I'm cutting my portions in half. I'm literally cutting my portions in half. I'm going to the gym. I'm taking a walk after dinner. I'm going to do a 2-mile walk after dinner. You're welcome to join me if you want. Come on, you're not doing anything. I'll help you clean up the kitchen. Let's go take a 2-mile walk. Women will unconsciously emulate you if you are a man of excellence. They mirror your responses. If you are angry, and sometimes there's a place for anger, take my word for it. Anger is the best gift my father ever gave me. She will emulate your interests, your style. Your mission and purpose becomes her mission and purpose. If a guy won't get dragged into pointless arguments, she will emulate that. Now, I think it's preferable that a woman agrees with your political opinions. For some reason, that's more important today than it ever was. Your worldview, or at the very least, she respects your opinion about politics and worldview. For instance, like I think Charlie Kirk was a good guy. I think he was a genuinely good guy. If I met a woman that hated Charlie Kirk, there's something wrong with her, because that was a good man. But you find this out during dating. That's why I say date long and marry slow. What happens when you're sick? Does she take care of you? I know I'm a caretaker. I'm the guy that if she's sick and she's in bed, I'm downstairs making her a cup of tea. I'm bringing the tea upstairs and putting honey in it, lemon. I'll make chicken broth. I'll come up every few hours, take the temperature, make sure she's warm. If she's got a fever, I'll go and get a washcloth and soak it in cool water and put the cool washcloth on her forehead. I'll bring her the Tylenol. If she's feeling a little wobbly, I will help her get out of bed and walk her to the bathroom and wait outside the bathroom till she's done, and then walk her back into bed and tuck her in. I'll close the shades, close the door. I'll make sure I'm not blasting radio, podcast, TV. I'm a caretaker. And I think most men are. We don't always hit the target, but I'll tell you what, we are caretakers by nature. The modern woman is not a caretaker unless she's been a mother. And that brings the caretaker out of most women. So a test, the real test of a woman's love is loyalty, sincerity, but also how she responds when you are sick and not feeling well. Does she become distant and cold? Does she embrace her feminine to care for a man that matters to her? In my life, I've seen women who truly loved me bend over backwards to take care of me and nurse me back to health. Even when there was nothing she could do, she always found a way to put a smile on my face. I'll never forget my ex-wife. She always did she could always make me, we had this thing. I could always make her, if she was in a bad mood, I could make her laugh by sticking my finger out towards her and say, pull my finger. And she would just start laughing. If I was in a bitchy ass mood or I was sick, she would do a Pee Wee Herman impression. And no matter how pissed or sick I was, it'd bring a smile to my face. It made me laugh. And she knew what it took. When a woman truly loves a man, she's not going to talk to other men. That's not going to happen. She will make that, she's not going to defend her relationship with other men. She will go out of her way to care for you, even if it's just putting a smile on your face. A lot of women will abandon a man, quickly move on to the next one. But if a woman sticks with you through the tough times, if she knows that you're pissed as hell and you don't want to talk to her, she's going to review in her mind what she did or said that put you in a bad mood, and she'll work to correct it. She's a complement to your life. She's not the focus of your life, but she's a complement to your life. So if you're dating, ask yourself, does she complement my life? If you are on your purpose and grinding, but lack culinary skills and time to prepare healthy meals, does she step in and feed you well? Does she prepare meals for you? If she sees laundry piling up and you're super busy with projects, will she just go and throw the stuff in a laundry basket and do a load of laundry because you're super busy? Things like that. And you know, this door swings in both directions. You know, two people doing nice things for each other is important. I'm not talking about a one-way street where this woman is just serving you like you're the king. A woman that truly loves you will not only crave your attention, but she also gives you space. If she loves you, she'll give you space. Let me say it again. If a woman loves you, she will give you space. How does she make you look in front of your friends out in public? Your family, your friends. Women who are agreeable, or they score high on the agreeableness scale, they tend to be your advocate no matter what. I like to say, I don't have a lot of, what's the word? I don't have a lot of demands. I'm pretty damn easy. Maybe that was part of my weakness. It's maybe I'm a little too easy. I'm the first to admit it. But think about this. I like to say there's three things. Number one, don't get fat. And that doesn't mean, let me put it this way. That doesn't mean that she can't put on a few pounds. I mean, like, everybody puts on a couple pounds in the wintertime. Everybody does. So this is what you do. If she is starting to be unattractive, if you nag her about getting fat or chubby, you're going to drive her away. But if you start working on yourself, she will want to emulate you. So you lead the way in health and attractiveness. That's number one, don't get fat. Number two, never embarrass me in front of my friends or in public, ever. If she shows contempt for you publicly or around your family or friends, that is one of the hugest red flags. You want a woman that compliments you, makes you look good. There is nothing, for me, there's nothing like, this might seem shallow, but when I go to a public event and I have a woman on my arm that takes care of herself, looks good, her hair looks good, she did her makeup nice, she's by my side, it makes me feel good. However, if she's sloppy, embarrassing looking, that reflects on me. So I like the idea that she makes me look good. And the third thing is, that doesn't mean you're going to have sex whenever I want it. That just means intimacy. Could mean a hug. If I go to reach for your hand, you don't pull away. If we're taking pictures, you don't lean away from me in a photograph. You ever see the kiss cam at baseball games? That was going around for the past 2 weeks. When the kiss cam, at a professional sports event, and there's the Jumbotron, and the camera zooms in on a couple, and the proper response is that they kiss and hug each other. Did you see that one going around where a couple was on the kiss cam, and the guy went to kiss her, and she goes, no, and she pushes him away? That should be that man's last time that he sees that woman. If he is still with her after publicly doing two things, denying him intimacy. It's not like he was asking for sex. It was just like a fun thing. If you're at a sports game and the camera comes on you and you're both of you are up on the Jumbotron, you give her a kiss. Everybody claps. It's kind of a fun thing that they do with the sports games now. Don't deny you intimacy. Never embarrass you in public. The look of that young man's face when he went to kiss his girlfriend and she says no. Find that video somewhere. It's on Instagram, it's on YouTube. Find that and look at it. The contempt that she had for him, and it was public contempt. I felt so sorry for that guy. If he stayed with her, then he's got the problem. A good woman is going to support you no matter what. A good woman is not going to be talking to other men. A good woman is not going to be talking to other men. A good woman is not going to be talking to other men. Now, consulting with another man, not a problem. I've got women, I got 15,000 women that follow this channel. 15,000. 15,000 women that reach out to me on a regular basis, and I am a gentleman. And if that woman is in a relationship or a marriage, I respect that. I respect that. And I will honor that man, because I don't want to do to another man what I wouldn't want done to me. Think about that. I don't want to do to another man what I wouldn't want another man doing to me. Look how she reacts to not getting her way. You can really see what somebody is made of and what they're all about, how they react to when you say, no, we're not doing that. If she throws a tantrum, becomes abusive, passive aggressive, calls you names, you need to ghost, or you need to do the soft next. You want a woman that's calm, inquisitive, curious. She might want to figure out why you said no, but not throw an emotional tantrum. A good woman is inquisitive. She's self-reflective. And that's a strong sign of possessing a growth mindset. That is a green flag, a self-aware woman. She's agreeable to you. Women are more agreeable than men, I have found. But today's woman, the modern woman, Western woman, they've been encouraged to act like men. And they're told, you know, get your degree, get your second MBA, do the mud runs, you're a strong, independent woman. A woman that is disagreeable or tries to compete with you all the time is going to make your life very, very difficult. So, a green flag is when she understands that she must make your life easy. You know what they say? Women are supposed to make your dick hard, not your life hard. She never puts the relationship in jeopardy. She doesn't do things that will potentially destroy a relationship. Women that constantly put the relationship in jeopardy, wearing revealing clothing, nipples popping out everywhere. She's on social media with her nipples, cleavage, ass cheeks, looking for attention because that's their currency. She should never be considered for marriage or a long-term relationship. That kind of woman is showing you that she's good for a temporary relationship, all sexual. That's it, because that's how she's marketing herself. You cannot take a woman seriously or love her the way that you'd like to if she behaves like a single woman while in a relationship with you. A woman that truly loves you will respect your boundaries, even if she doesn't agree with your boundaries. She'll defer to you for judgment, follow your lead, and she never puts herself in a position where she either puts herself in a stupid place. Women that go out with the girls and they go to bars that have horny, drunk men constantly hitting on them, that's not a good decision. It's risking the relationship. If a woman is constantly putting the relationship in jeopardy with her emotions, her choices, her reactions, you need to deal with that. Just always keep in mind that you and you alone get to define what you find acceptable and the boundaries that apply in your life. No one gets to make that decision except you. Very calmly and firmly give her the choice to respect the relationship that you're building together or move on. You want to be a woman who respects your time, values you, and she values the relationship, because when she hurts you, or should I say, when she hurts you, she's hurting us. You know what is great? A woman that not only loves you, but loves us. She loves the relationship. And that's a good thing. And she does what she can to protect the relationship. She doesn't hang out with fuckboys or guys that used to fuck her. She doesn't keep them in their phone, on her, like in her phone, all the contacts that are there. I don't give a flying fuck if she's getting together with them. That matters not. The fact that they are even there is her keeping the maybe door open. If things don't materialize with you, she already knows who she's going to be with. She already knows the guy that she's going to fuck when you guys break up. She already knows his name. Accountability is something women don't want to do. They don't want to take full ownership for their behavior, their opinions. And that's why you date long. You're evaluating her. The woman that can apologize properly. I'm sorry, I was wrong. It won't happen again. I fucked up. I'm sorry. That's a smart woman. Another green flag is she takes care of herself. You don't want to be in a committed relationship with a woman that doesn't make self-care a priority. Look for women, or encourage your current woman to have a healthy lifestyle, to prioritize that over indulgence, overeating, drug use, smoking, alcohol use. For me, if I meet a woman who watches TV, that's a red flag. If I meet a woman who's drinking, that's a red flag. So for me, conversely, the green flag would be, wow, she doesn't watch TV and she doesn't drink alcohol. If I met a woman that doesn't watch TV and drink alcohol and takes care of herself, I would think I hit the jackpot. A woman that is fully committed to you is going to plan for the future. If she's genuinely happy, positive, and doesn't play the victim, that's a green flag. You want a woman who's generally and genuinely upbeat, happy, positive. Is it what? What is it? Law number 10 in the 48 Laws of Power, avoid the unhappy and the unlucky? Law number 10, 48 laws of power. Somebody check that for me, please. Check law number 10. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Choose women that choose you. You want a woman that genuinely craves intimacy with you. Too many men get into these relationships who don't have with a woman who doesn't have a true, genuine, burning desire for them. And the men just become a tool in her toolbox, another accessory, just like a damn handbag. Romance is the glue. Young guys will say sex is the glue of relationships. There we go. Peg Bell says, law number 10, Robert Greene's 48 laws of power, infection, avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Bingo, I was right. Excellent. When you're younger, sex is the glue that keeps a relationship together. It's what keeps you close. When you're older and you're not as all horned up and the hormones aren't raging, romance is the glue. Because you're not always going to be having intercourse and getting involved. You know, you're not always going to be like in bed all the time. A romantic night could just be Netflixing, getting a pizza delivered, making dinner together, sitting next to one another, her head on your shoulder, her leg over the top of your leg, big bowl of popcorn between you. That can be romantic. Romance is not always inserting something into something. You need to see that she's craving you somehow. Your body, your touch. I remember, boy, I'm really complimenting my ex-wife right now. I can't believe it. My wife always had to be touching me. If we're sitting on the couch, always something had to be, her foot was underneath my butt, her arm was on my shoulder. Whenever we went to bed, part of her always had to be touching me somehow, some way. She did not want to be apart from me, I guess, until she did. The raw intimacy. You're driving, she's holding your hand. You got one hand on the steering wheel and you're holding hands with her. That's intimacy too. Now, you young horny men and women don't understand that. You don't get that. It's not sex or nothing. It can be romance. It can be romance. You know, you go on a date with someone, you take a girl on a date and she just has her hand, you know, on your knee, holding hands. She wants to be in contact with you somehow, some way. That's a nice feeling. And that's good for the relationship. I wrote the book called The 3-Minute Hug, which is a very healing thing to do. When's the last time you did a 3-minute hug with somebody? It feels like 3 hours, about the first 10 times you do it. After a while, it just becomes a thing. If you are a healthy male and sexually active that craves sex, there's 0 point in being with a woman who does not want sex. If you are a romantic person at heart, if she's not responding to your romantic cues, I didn't say sexual cues, romantic cues. Like, for instance, my 90-year-old father will walk in the kitchen and still slap my 85-year-old mother on the ass. And she giggles at 85 years old. He'll slap her, he'll grab her butt, he'll put his arm around her and do a dip, you know what I mean, like they're dancing. And I grew up with that kind of, what do you call that, like a public display of affection. If you don't want to be used, gentlemen, only invite a woman into your life if she has genuine burning desire for you. She should want to be romantic with you. This is where I disagree with like a lot of the guys, with a lot of the relationships, like the relationship guys and dating guys on YouTube. Everything is about sex. I back off of that and I just say romance. If a woman is pleasuring herself in the shower, I'll never forget one time I was suggesting intimacy with a woman, and she says, "Not tonight. I took care of myself in the shower." Let me tell you something. That pulsating shower head works miracles with women. But if it replaces you, that's the beginning of the end of the relationship right there. Women need to keep their social media low key. Unless she's a public figure. Then that's a whole different thing. I've gone out with women who were news anchors, and they're all over the media. I've gone out with women who were experts in this and experts in that, all over social media. I get that. It's part of their work. It's part of their brand, whatever. I get that. But if that's not how she's making her living and she's using it for validation and all the compliments from other men, if she's getting compliments from women, that's one thing. If she's getting compliments from men, one man after another, she's somehow benefiting from that. If a woman wants to claim you, gentlemen, she needs to be low-key on social media. You do not want to compete with strange men all over the world for the attention of your wife. You don't want to compete with the ghosts of past boyfriends, past men that she fucked, just a friend, like a brother to me, or a guy that I work with. You don't want to be, you should have zero competition. And zero competition doesn't begin with you bitching her out about other men. Zero competition is her choice that she makes, that she takes herself out of the availability market and makes it very clear. If another man can get close to your woman, it's not the man's fault, it's her fault. Blame her. That's why I say, and I get a lot of flack about this one, don't believe anything she says, believe everything she does. A woman who truly loves you, sees you as her best option, she doesn't market herself to others or have private relationships with other men. And if she's keeping those secret and you find out about it, you got to walk. Don't obsess. Treat the one-itis right away. Women do get hooked on the hits of validation that they get on social media. Listen, let me tell you something. I've dated beautiful women, like gorgeous, like stunning, like you can't take your eyes off of them. And I thought that that was a problem, you know, with all the attention that they're getting, because they do love the attention. And then I purposely went out with women who are kind of like mid-level, not like eye-catching women. And guess what? They like the same thing. They like the attention. All right. You know that song, If You Want to Be Happy for the Rest of Your Life? How does that song go? Someone put that in the chat. Remember there was a song in the early 60s. I'm like, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life. Somebody put some of those words in the chat, and we'll talk about that. Women get validation from all the hits that they get. All the time. Now listen, guys, I'm a player, man. I love complimenting women. I'll grab a woman and spin her around the dance floor. I don't care. I'm a guy. That's what I do. Now, if I'm with somebody, if I have a girlfriend, I'm not doing that to other women. I don't want to make my woman feel bad. If she's the woman in my life, I'm going to make her feel like she is the number one choice for me. And that she will never, ever, ever doubt that for 1 second. And if she doubts that, it could be one of two things. Number one, I'm allowing that to happen. Or number two, she's just very insecure. But a good man will work overtime in validating his woman and making her feel secure in their relationship. Why? Because if you hurt her, you are hurting the us. A lot of women will call it jealousy or you're controlling. It's not. It's basically you're setting boundaries. Only a fool invites a woman into his life that is actively marketing herself to other men on social media and acting like she's still available. Let me repeat that. Only a fool would invite a woman into his life that is actively marketing herself to other men on social media and acting as if she is still available. I have no problem with a woman on social media. I don't have a problem with that. It's 2026. People are on social media. That's the way of the world. As long as it's low key. Women, like I said, women posting scantily clad pictures of themselves. If I'm seeing cleavage, ass cheeks, and nipples, if she's got the high beams on in pictures, instant turnoff. So we'll wrap it up with this. You know, we talked about red flags. I gave you some of the green flags. Just never, ever forget this. Vet the positive things as much as the negative things. Look for the positive. Research and observe the green flags. Don't just focus on the red flags. What makes a woman a keeper? Is there going to be a woman that you meet that is free of all red flags? Probably not. I think it's give and take. I think there are some trade-offs. That's just the way it is. The reality is, when you meet a woman, your attitude has to be, hey, you had a life before me, I had a life before you. That's all. The red flag tells you who to avoid. The green flags tell you who's worth keeping. Most men only screen for the trouble spots. A smart man will screen for both. Never forget that consistency matters more than intensity. A woman will love bomb you in the beginning. Oh my gosh, cook you dinner, love you up, throw herself at you. It's okay, we love that stuff, but that eventually is going to die down. That's not sustainable. Any woman can be on her best behavior for 3 months up to 3 years. The women who are worth your time, they show that love over a long period of time with steady, predictable actions, not like little bursts of charm and bursts of love. Never forget that stability is non-negotiable. If she's unstable, anxious, or thrives on drama, guess what? Your life is going to be one big, giant shit show. You can't love a woman to stability. Stability is an inside job. I'm going to make note of that. Write that down. You can't love a woman into stability. That's an inside job. You can't make a woman happy. That's an inside job. It's not sustainable, and it'll wear you right the hell out. Never forget that respect is a binary issue. She respects your time, your mission, your purpose, your values, or she doesn't. It's not scalable. Respect is not scalable. Or as Rob Simmons says, genuine desire is non-negotiable. No middle ground. A woman who does not follow your lead, gentlemen, will eventually resent you. First comes the resentment, then comes the resistance. And that's the last place you want to be. Never forget to choose a woman that chooses you. You can't bargain desire. If she doesn't crave you, your touch, your presence, your leadership, she's not for you. Having boundaries with a woman, you don't want her talking to other men? That's not negotiable, man. If she's out partying with the single girlfriends, that's not negotiable. If she's posting nipple pics, that's not negotiable. If she's putting her cleavage and ass cheeks out there for the world to see, that's not negotiable. If she's having lunch with an ex, if she's now friends with the guy that she had sex with, that's not fair to you. She's not giving the relationship a proper chance to succeed. And she's not serious about protecting the relationship. A woman who values you does not put your relationship in jeopardy. The right woman does complement your life. She understands your mission after you explain it properly. Because, listen, a woman is not a mind reader. She can't guess what's happening in your head. A woman can make the ride smoother and add value. The wrong woman will give you a bumpy ride. Never forget that health is wealth. Looks fade for everybody, but a woman who values her health keeps her vitality and attractiveness longer. If she doesn't, her decline becomes your burden. You got to keep that in mind. I'm not a nagger. I don't nag women that I've dated about eating habits or I'm not going to bring up other women, but I will. Many of you remember the gal that I dated, Margot. Nice gal. And one time she looked at a picture of us and she says, "Look at you. You're all trim, muscles, looking handsome. And I look like a fat old Italian grandmother." She actually said that. She goes, "I look like a fat old Italian grandmother." A couple days later, I said, "Yeah, I'll be over Wednesday night. I'll bring dinner." She'll say, "Well, don't come until 6. I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "Because I'll be at the gym." What? You'll be at the gym? You never go to the gym. I wasn't mad. And then she started losing weight because she saw a picture of herself next to me and she was getting chunky while I was getting jacked and trim, looking good and feeling good. I didn't judge her in that way. I don't have that mindset. But she took one look at the picture and said, "This is a mismatch. I'm going to get myself into shape." And it was a good thing. Never forget that accountability separates the women from the girls. You know, the woman who's a keeper, the one that you want to keep hanging around, she's the one that says, "I'm sorry, man, I really messed up. I'm sorry, I fucked up this past weekend. I know why you're angry. I'm sorry. I was wrong. It won't happen again." The victim woman, the gaslighting woman, will always point the finger at you. You are the one who did something wrong, not her. And finally, and we'll wrap this up, reward the good behavior. Reinforce good behavior. Give you a phrase that I learned in behavioral science, which is one of my favorite forms of psychology and science. Behavior that gets rewarded gets repeated. Let me say it again. Behavior that gets rewarded gets repeated. The high-value woman is rare. A simple thank you, a nice kiss, a hug, a word of recognition. She compliments you and says, "Wow, you're looking good. I like that jacket. Oh, I like how you trimmed your beard. God, you look so handsome. That haircut looks so sharp on you." And again, gentlemen, that is a two-way street. That door swings in both directions. Catch her doing something good. If she's cutting back on the desserts, if she's taking a walk around the block after she eats, if you find her on the floor doing leg lifts and sit-ups, lunges, tell her, "Hey, good job. Good job. I like it when you take care of yourself." That's a two-way street. When you do that, she will lean into you more. Always. There's some strategies for you that I learned from Rich Cooper's latest book. Link is in the description. And I thought that was good. That was, well, I had you for about 2 hours there. Hope you learned something. Hope you took notes. I will keep this stream up. And for your note-taking to listen to again while you're driving, or listen to it 15 minutes a day for the next few days, you know, just like that kind of thing. I think that's important. Appreciate your attendance here today. And I hope you do well. It's cold. I think it's like 30 degrees. It's not going to get above freezing all week. I'm still nursing a sore back and laying on a heating pad every single day morning and night. And I'm not a pill taker, but I've been taking some damn Advil just to, like, as an anti-inflammatory. And I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. And I hope you're doing good. I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping in. You want to send me a note? Send me a note.